Okay. Welcome to stream of conscious rap. Welcome to stream of conscious rap. Welcome to Luther back in the chat. Welcome that Luther back in the chat. Know I'm getting looser, know it's what. Knowing what's up, knowing what's up. I'm back in the facts, back in the attic. And you know I'm an addict when it comes to stirring the flows up. Doing what I'm supposed to, trying to expose them. Coming up with some kind of scheme of exposure. Trying to just make it blow up, make the whole thing blow up. And you know that the stream of conscious rap, it's just too hot, people gon' know that the flow's gon' get served up. And it might just be too much to stir up, that's trouble in the cut, where I'm always at. And you know that that's something you gon' have to deal with. And that's more than a matter of fact. That's a matter of matter, a mirror, a shirt, you know that's what matters. That's just gonna get back to you faster, like a rumor I heard through the vine. And it might just be the one coming through the forest trees or the rafters, the canopy, but I'm underneath it, and I'm running it faster, running the game. And you know they can't even ask the question as soon as I get back for them. I'm back in the best form, and it may just inform that I got a chest full of information that may just be the best test for them to get it, so they can see if they're gonna get or just jet out the forum. Like I got a couple comments to drop and then I'm out. Get not much left for them or left to score them. The scoreboard probably gonna get scrapped in a second, and I'm down to scrappy with it. And it's accurate, I'm relentless when I'm coming back to the shit that might just plaque you up, and it might be practically the end of this, yeah. Endless, relentless rhymes that might show a tendency to be intensity or propensity. Long time no see, the tenseness that always gets to me. I mean really the perspective of me is that there's too many things left to see for me to be standing still, too sedentary, and the sentiments of me. I mean there's too many sediments, might just get broke into pieces before I see peace. But that's just the reality that we all live within and live with. I mean my shit is kinda creeping up on me, and the guiltless conscience that I got is pristine. Probably can't last a lifetime, but I mean I'm seeing so many things through the screen, alarming. But I'm just climbing the timing, and I'm seeing if time's ticking, taking my time with it. Why? Cause I can feel that they're getting shaken, and this shit is relentless. Way I'm bringing facts and they just can't take it. How it's coming together, all just saying. So many people, channels, and endless yapping, talking heads, saying the same things. And it's amazing to me that really they play this game so brazenly in front of you and me, all seeing it. We're all seeing the money they're taking and the cases they're making in front of it. And there's always a front to it, and it's always just something. There's always something to it. It's never gonna be up front with it, cause really that's just not something they're capable of with. And to be honest with it, listen to the fall off J. Cole, I'm fucking with it. But to be honest with you, J. Cole's flow's a little too straightforward for me. So the way he attacks those songs is not always something that gets me tapped in immediately. But he's probably the best example that we have anywhere on the scene of how to have a consistent flow and punch lines that always hit and always above the line and always above the baseline and status and the standard. And it may make the standards, and I'm standing up to you fine, and really it stands up fine to the test of time. And I'm just wondering where the fuck his reputation is gonna stand at the end of all this. Kendrick called him and Drake out and wanted some smoke, and he got it. The Drake beef over, and all of a sudden the clouds are clearing and we're seeing things a little different. Now the big three discussion's been torn apart. People still have their favorite, but it's a little bit hard for J. Cole to claim it. And he's honestly one of the ones that I would say is the greatest. Might even be able to stand up better lyrically to Kendrick than Drake did, but not being able to claim that spot really hurts the reputation, especially if this is supposed to be the last album that he's dropping. And the anticipation that I have for him to prove something different, lying in wait, making his case and showing the people that he can stand up in a fair one against Kendrick. That's really the next one that I want to see. So it's hard for me to consider him the best in the tall standing stature that he claims to be on his albums and the way he speaks. Even though there's a lot of levels and deepness to it, it go way beyond me. And he's sharing something on a track, and he knows that it's much deeper and more important than some battle between peers that he's been looking up to and admiring for years. And still it steers me in a different direction when it comes to seeing him as one of the greatest ones that can steer me in the right direction. And It fears me, and it stills a little bit of fear in me, and still I'm standing, but fairly. The fair one that they could have had is just kinda haunting me. It's like a ghost in the mind of me, and it's a front, and honestly, an affront that it's making. I'm not sure if I can get enough funds to make the type of stand that I need to make. Not caretaking, cause I'm not caring to take anything from anyone, and I'm standing clear of the tank, and it may just be the thing that's aiming straight at you, and it may take you way faster. What's the update on the MAGA meltdown? We'll get there, don't worry, that's just a little bit longer on the list. Got a long list of things going on, but Trump's basically flipping on everyone. Everyone's flipping, living in a hell of our own creation, of our own lack of political engagement. That's just the way it goes when there are oceans turning and waves crashing on the beaches, and things change so quickly in American politics. It's impossible to even keep your head on a swivel, but things changing in the middle of this administration means it could go in so many different directions. It's impossible to know, but honestly there are a lot of possibilities, so that's what I'm gonna be breaking down on my own. And it's aimless the way I'm changing this. I'm changing the game with such a quick second, and I know that they can't even take this, taint this flow, and it's cantankerous. The things that I'm saying to them, gotta mute my notifications, cause it's a distraction. People finally hitting me back when I was hitting them a couple hours ago, trying to contract them for some conversation, maybe some advice, but now I'm finally hearing an update on the situation, and this is what it's like living with people, everybody in their own world, like we're in spaceships, no one really connecting, but the connection's made in quick seconds, and just dipping in and out of conversations. Everybody happens in quick fragments, and just getting back to them when you can. Trying to just flip the can and kick the can down the road as far as you can, and that's the plan. That's just landed me further down it than I ever thought it would be demanding of me. To be candid, there's not so many things I can say on this mic candidly, but to put it in a rhyme that I put together piecemeal, and it's still just a piece of me, and it stays for real. And I see the steel, it's kinda steaming up, like there's windows and things going on behind them that you can't see, but you still kinda know. And you see the stills, and you see the ills of society, and it's keeping me real. I mean, it's keeping the wheels in my brain turning and the gears. It's kinda keeping me weird. I'm trying to live, but the years are taking their damage on me, and really I'm seeing this a calamity. It might just be something I can't even recover from, but I'm gonna try to, and I'm gonna see that the camera be panning to me, cause there's nobody that could pander to me. But the pandemic means that eventually things are gonna eat away at the health of all of us, no matter even if you're taking care of yourself. The people might next to you might not, and that's just the reality that we're all born into, and this is just a window in the way that I think to. Trying to think through some new things that might even get to you eventually, if I'm lucky, but really this is just a tool, a sharp, blunt edge that I can use to just soften my hard head. 100% Chris Blante back in the chat, and Luntha, bunch of people I haven't seen in a minute, and that's just the truth, cause I've been wondering where people are at and what are we gonna do for the next one. But now it's booming out the trap, cause you know I got it in the back, in the trunk, and I'm trying to keep track of that. But you know when they brought their track and put it in a tape deck, it stunk, so I had to get rid of that, and I had to throw it in the trash, and that's just like a basket that I have this waiting. And you know that there are too many tragedies stuck in there that have to get back, but they can't, cause reality has changed and shifted underneath their feet, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. You can't change it, you can't shift it. My brain is kinda lifted, and I'm just taking the equivalence of so many different levels at the same time, and the points that I might make might just get me there, but really I can't even make no acquaintance with anyone, cause I'm living the bestest, and I'm living these tests, and they're just constantly testing my patience. They always will, and it's always swill. It's always something stirred up in a cup that I don't wanna drink, but they want me to. And I'm thinking ill, and I'm thinking I'm not gonna follow through. That's a note that I'm putting through to the end of them. Hope they can get it at the other end of the curriculum. And I'm just trying to keep them spun and keep on my wheels spun, learning too many things to be earning my keep, cause I got these doors closing, and I'm trying to open them back up on my own account. Don't do the right accounting, I'm counting these stacks up, hoping that they add up, hoping that's praxis enough and practice. But when I actually have to hack this thing open and crack it open just to see what the fuck they're cracking up about, and that's just what I'm living in. Blacking out on the mic is the only thing that keeps me feeling catharsis, and it's just harmless to my head. I'm hard-headed, so I can't even stop or start this. This is just arsonist mentality when it comes to coming armed to the conversation with something that might just cause some harm to the mentality of people who want to cause harm to my community. And that's just the endless arts that I got, and it's really just a part of me. I'm participating in this endless war of attrition. It's just the nutrition I needed to keep me in pace and keep me in line, cause really I'm losing the line. I need a reading from the sidelines, so I'm seeing if the bylines gonna keep me patient and gonna keep me reading. I mean, I'm seeing a new equation, and I need me a few pieces of it. Not sure what the value of the unnamed number is, but there's just numberless things coming through. Save this and lay this. Save this. What does he mean? Yeah, just trusting the fiends. Maybe he's talking about the beat. I'm just trying to warm up my screen and warm up my screeds, my raps. Cause you know I'm not about to read. I'm just going off the top of the T. And trying to keep it all hot to a T, but it's kinda burning hot like a kettle full of tea. And I'm not sure if I could settle, but really they're gonna have to settle down with me, cause they're not sure what kind of metal I came from. I'll pop the pedal if I need to, watch me. Okay, switch the beat. Let's pop the pedal me. I don't know. Yeah, much love in the chat. Where you guys been at, man? Luntha, Chris DeBlante? I've been wondering where you guys are at. I know I'm streaming less these days, but I'm focusing more on these little freestyles. But I've been missing you guys. Okay. Yeah. Start something briefly, and it didn't take long for the plan to end. And it wasn't long before he ran, the man who wanted to demand things only go his way on the map. And this is just the way it's been ever since we let this person in. And his administration always just blows with the wind, and every day changing its mind again, and always trying to get us into things that it can't unwind from. And that's almost the tactics of governance that we're seeing. And it's not a covenanted secret or something that's been covered up or covered in. This is just what's coming out if you're paying attention. Anywhere you look, you can see the same thing, the same picture, same spin gets spun again. And I was hoping not to be reminding and finding my time again. And I'm just leaving it on the table where I can. Yeah. And things just gonna go the same way once again, and I must just plan. It seems like Armageddon always around the corner. Once you let Trump into power, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter where you run for cover. There's nowhere that you can get cover, even around the map. Everybody's feeling the effects, the ripple effect that comes from Trump's policies and the affront that we have, that we put back in power once again. People are looking at us like we're causing all this chaos on purpose, and maybe we did. And maybe that's just the gist of the American conscience and just the way we live and the kind of things we're getting into. And it's just a window into the way we think. And that's how Trump found himself back in his position of power, where he can just threaten anyone on the map that he wants. And once again, is put in a position to push us to the brink of war with any country at his whim. At a second's notice, and even less than a second, but I bet that he never would have thought that he would be the one on his back foot the second that he started this war with Iran. It was a mistake, never should have thought it. It was a good idea, never should have tried it. And now just look where we're finding ourselves, not highly favored anymore, but rather is dried up and a little bit washed up on the edges of the Strait of Hormuz. And honestly, it's just more of a complicated move to unwind it than anyone would have anticipated. It would have been better if it never happened. That's the type of leadership that you get from Trump, thinking that throwing his weight around on the map is always gonna get him exactly what he demanded. That's just not how global power is disciplined and separated across the map and across the planet. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing that there are regimes out there that can give us a little bit of punishment when we deserve it and push back on. But Americas are always pushing for and trying to just push it forth and push ourselves even more so on a map than we were before. And creating some kind of nuclear deal with Iran that they're not going to start some war for no reason is the one thing that could be done. Obama had it done, but they wanted to tear it up. Almost like Trump feels like he benefits from the instability of the planet anywhere that he can tear it up. And that's just what's going on in his mind. His tarot reading is finding that there's fair enough, a fare to be paid, and it might just be more than a tariff. And this is something that's terrifying if you're paying attention, but it's something that's barely being implied, how much it'll be multiplying. But in time, we're checking in next year and seeing where we're finding ourselves, chickening out once again. This is just the plan, over and over, relentless, repeat it on the cycle, can't even get past it, and I need it, and I need the fucking cycle to stop with this turning and always just being so excited to incite this violence. And it's just learning, it's leaning, I'm leaning in a direction that I might just need to apply myself to stop this in any way that I can, applying my body to the gears to grind them to a halt, even if it's just one grain of sand that can make a difference in so many hands, like a maelstrom of a storm of willing hands that are willing to participate in the answer and get it all paralyzed so they can't stand up to the man. And that's just what this time demands. And I'm finding this relentless. I'm paralyzed once again in place, can't even take a step. And what's the next step? What are they gonna tell me? And who is prepared and who's a prepper and who is properly up to speed and is gonna need to get a couple questions answered before they come back. And my conviction is just moving on to a new standard. And this just might be a fear or something that might scare you, but this is just really the business as usual, the way that I prepared you for, Chris Blante's coping. And I hope you got some people around you that can apply some hope and give you something, some scope in, some peace and some peace of mind so you can just keep going and keep the walls from closing in. They're closing around all of us, but it's all tough and it's all just a reason to stand as tall as you can and try to be prosperous and prosper for all of us. And it's all just tossing us and tossing and turning, and the news is constantly disturbing my views and keeping me kind of perturbed and moving on different paths than I would have wanted for myself. But I'm earning my keep, and I'm earning, and I'm learning to keep myself out of business that I don't need to be sticking my nose in. But this is blurring the lines between me and the people that need me. And this is just a sequence that I always seen coming, and it's really just blinding me. But the thunder is coming for me, and what is it to me? I mean, I'm ducking for cover, but some people actually need to be ducking because of the bombs we're dropping on them. And some of them don't even got notice, can't even keep it to military targets, constantly going after civilians, then wonder why America has such poor standing on the world stage, because this is just the kind of thing that we always get into, relentless, trying to kill the children of people that cross us, even in an imaginary way, or something that we want to preempt and say that eventually you would have jumped first, so we're just gonna jump to you and jump to the square before you jump to square two. We're gonna take it all the way there, and then you're gonna have to repair you. And even if it isn't fair to anyone else on the map, it doesn't matter, because it keeps them impaired while we're currently getting paid and making as much money as we can and try to keep it there and try to keep the stare as steady as we can, steady as she goes. But really I'm just laying it bare. There's too many things underneath there. There's too many things that are tearing me apart at the heart, and the art of it is to be honest about it and not remove myself from the picture, because I'm there, I'm a part of it, we all are. And let me just start with a little bit of a dissertation about the way that paying this taxation and going to work, but also using our labor and our pacing, our footsteps, constantly moving on the floors of these factories, keeping production moving and working, and keeping America as a whole actually using its productive powers to keep bombs dropping on children. It's just a picture we're all participating and taking part in, and it's hard to pardon for any of us, so we're all just partying and forgetting about it and trying to pretend we're not a part of it. We don't know nothing about it, even though all of us did. Everyone knows what's been done and what's being done underneath our dollars and under our feet, so we can keep on going with our thing. And not even think about what people got going on the other side of the planet, and we're weakening them, and it really just seems like all we want to do is see through them. And America First has turned into some kind of genocidal regime that wants to just blow up anyone on the earth. That's what it was, always from the first place, and that's why you can't have Nazis dictating your policy and expect it to go the way that you thought it would, because first of all, that's unsustainable once you get to the position of power like being president and making a cause of war. And so you're gonna disappoint that flank, but you're also not gonna be able to stop yourself from going to war and dropping bombs on anywhere that you can. Why? Because it provides stability for America to constantly be on the offense. All Trump did was take it to an extreme in a way that wouldn't have worked, and any general would have told him he should be tense and he should be cautious to attempt. But every other president has done the same type of thing, just not as blatantly or as stupidly. And that's really the Trump style of governance, is to do things as blindly as possible and just kind of part through it, and hopefully you can make some deal at the end of it, because you've caused so many problems for everybody else who's representing that they have no choice but to try to come to the table and be reasonable, even though you're not. The amount of power that we got as a united nation is what causes the gravitational pull of the entire planet. We constantly have to acquiesce to where we are. Balkanization of America is what would cause it to fall back and falter on the world stage when it comes to the power that it holds and hoards against all of them. And it's one possible outcome for the way that Trump in particular governs, but I guess it depends on where we go after here, because if it's a particular other kind of Trump that's going to take us deeper and further into the white supremacy cover, then it's really just going to cause more damage, and eventually it's going to split up America at the seams, and that's what's going to cause us to be much less powerfully present on the nation. And that's what the America First people want presently, so they don't care if it pushes us even further towards actual dissociation with the rest of the planet like NATO. That's as far as they would go. And matter of fact, if that's the outcome of all this Iran shit, is our degraded relationship with people like them, then that's something that all of America First would go along with without even thinking of it. They don't even have to make a plan for it. All they know is that that's just keeping the damn wit turning and keeping the damn wick burning, and that's just something I don't have the wit to be concerning myself with, so I'm just trying to stay whipped, and the majority whip in the house is constantly on the side of dropping these bombs on any kids that we can find that are just hiding behind the corners. Doesn't matter, cause I would flip a quarter and decide if that's gonna be the fate of ya. You're gonna live any longer? Probably not. It might just draw and quarter ya. And I'm trying to draw upon the strength to be the one that's emptying the angst and emptying the tank, emptying the clip just to see what it takes, and never saying thanks. And I'm blanking on what the fuck they're gonna bring to the situation. And this shit got me aching. I mean, I'm staying gliding on the fucking sky, and the clouds are trying to take up too much space in it, but really I'm spacing, cause there's no one who can drag me down, grab my ankles and try to just keep me complacent, keep me in place. And nah, I'm flying, not like F-15s, but like something more ethereal and untouchable. Can't touch me and can't get with the rhyming, can't get with the timing that I'm on. Yeah, something more divine in it than people were ever aware of, and my mind's on a different type of time zone, so it's going a different rhythm that most people can even find. Can't find the step, but I'm finding myself on the steps, the back steps, just rapping, picking whatever I have, trying to empty out my head. All this shit bouncing around all day, can't find a prophetic proper place to drop all these pathetic thoughts unless I'm finding a way to rhyme all this and then drop in it. And it's confetti, yeah, and it's really just properly, it's all just a coffin to me, and it's really just a solar body that I'll be inhabiting one day when it's all left for me. And it's infirm to me. Will the next president be required to distance himself from Israel? I think it'll be one of the main things concerning whoever's running in 2028. But think about how many things can happen in between now and then. I think what really matters is the midterms. It's absolutely gonna be determinant in who is able to be turning a page and actually flipping the seats. no one's gonna get elected into place unless they're distancing themselves from what people see as politics as usual, and Israel has become emblematic of that, as well as AIPAC. So anyone that actually wants to win and get ahead is gonna have to see that path to victory is only through telling the people you're not taking money from these people that are dropping bombs and children and anyone that they can, trying to do a clean sweep, not getting away with it clean. It's gonna be an enormous backlash in this next midterm election cycle, but we'll see, because all kinds of little rigging attempts are going on behind the scenes as well, trying to find little ways to tinker and tamper with it so they can actually change the outcome and see if it scampers, and it might just clamp you. And it might just be a damage to you, and I can't even stand you. I can't even stand to finish it, like I forgot to write the rest of the stanza. This shit is just a stammer to ya, but really I can't even explain to ya how much it means to the endless scenes and the people who are needing this in their veins. They're needing it. Put it together. People are finally putting it together. What is happening? And across the seas, it's all just the same tether, all tethered together. One thing, oil profits that are just not even in our favor. But eventually it just keeps the US economy going. That's how they rig everything. As long as the profits are coming and the money is flowing, and advertising, that as a whole industry, as well as insurance, it keeps it afloat, you see. So all we need is oil profits that keep the vehicle industry rolling, and the rest of the American economy is safe, and the bubble won't be popping, whether it's AI or something else. But if you interrupt the flow of those resources, all of a sudden the emperor has no clothes once again. And it seems like trust in Trump once again to put him in place to ease the pain that the average person was feeling. All it did was actually put more pressure on the oil industry. And it might even be too much strain that will force things to go in different directions, people to fill up the market with different things like solar, and that aren't going to be a subject to global controllers. Something like fossil fuels, which most countries on the planet already know we're going to have to go a different direction from that. Might have to sail to do profits like Noah, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna show up or show the people of the fucking earth. This place is too complacent. All you gotta do is show up, but there's too many shows going on that might just show you up and show you a blank mind state for way too long, hours that are taking up your brain. And now my blank plate that I just ate out of it, can't even eat off of it, like it's off the floor. But I'm just trying to pick myself up off of that so I can make an offer for what comes next in it. And it might be too complex, but there's a complex in me that is offering the nexus. And I don't want to be stuck in this nexus forever, but forever wars and constantly taxes funding it. No matter who is coming to power, gonna be just going along with it. And even the next president's gonna be under the same type of pressures. So honestly, these type of wars are probably gonna shape the next couple years of American politics. And that's probably the best thing that it could do, is to keep it at the front of the American conversation, because switching back to domestic policy is also something we gotta have a front for. But if this is something that people are gonna unite for, not wanting to go to war across the seas, then that might lead to the best outcome for people who actually want to see a better policy. This nation not run by idiocy and morons that are just trying to see more pockets add up, more profits add up in their pockets. And it's just something that's kind of disgusting to me and any average citizen that comes across it. Yeah. Empire's new robe, yeah. I'm just trying to do it, and it's too close. I'm coming too close. Amira said, "You're so fire." She only saying that because you're supposed to. I appreciate my baby being in chat. Trying to keep it chatter. I'm trying to go it louder. We're going at it. And I'm trying to connect it like Connect 4. What are you making the connections for? I mean, more or less, this is something that you showed up for, just so you can shout for. And now for once, you're gonna have to be the one that is. What about Balfour? The rhyme Balfour always comes to my brain, and I don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna talk about the MAGA shit, alright? Yeah, MAGA meltdown finally happening. Wondering when we were gonna get back to that again. It seems like we're back in 2018 to 19, but people are splitting from Trump in a way that I've never seen. Not on this scene. And it seems that people are realizing that Trump going to war in Iran was kind of the final nail in the coffin. And the polling isn't reflecting that yet, but it will. I can almost guarantee it, especially if this doesn't go away in a couple weeks. And there's always going to be a strong base that is supporting Trump and wants to go along with whatever his policy is. And so that base is not going to go away, but it's going to weaken. And in the meantime, you see a bunch of MAGA influencers who are trying to eke in and find their little niche in this growing audience of people who are pissed and feeling disillusioned, and they want to keep getting those clicks, and also the political future that might come from being able to speak to whatever these people's ills is. And that's just the ill shit that they're trying to pull, that black pill shit, but also trying to give people hope that there's a great white hope like Tucker Carlson who might take the stand or the podium, go up against the Pope and just start poking him. That's the hope, and that's what they're trying to vote for, and just they would vote it in the second that they got the moment to, and the appropriation if it was appropriate. And so that's why you see Nick Fuentes already signaling for 2028 that's when they're gonna run the next type of America First candidate. Really, that just means a neo-Nazi who's gonna deport as many people as Fuentes wants. He said something like millions, and that's the relentlessness we're gonna see from that flank. And Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones are realizing that it's unsustainable, and they can't even make no excuses for this war. This is not how they want people to govern. But I just wonder why all of a sudden are they blowing their cover, because it's not like Trump has ever governed any other way other than this is just what he does. There's no discussion around it. People just forgot it, like they got the attention of a goldfish in 2024, and now we're back here. And there's no way that they can ever think about it, because they'll never get that clear. Matter of fact, all it takes is one little good maneuver. Trump's back in their good graces, and they'll never actually turn back to where they were and never criticize him, not in any real way. It's just a moment that we're getting some cracks forming in the administration and in the base that's supporting it. But there's too much time left. You see, the Trump administration has plenty of time to do what it wants to do and cause executive orders and all kinds of chaos in the courts, and it's going to keep going about that, and that's going to control the conversation going forward. And the Tucker Carlsons and Candace Owens are eventually going to be subject to that once again, but Trump can't clean up this Iran war as quick as he wanted to, and that's causing him to be a little bit pulled back, and it's kind of boorish, and it's getting kind of boring. But a lot of the commentators that want to be caping for him, and so they got no choice but to be going against it. And he noticed it, and he's getting pissed and putting all their names in a big statement and saying that they were never MAGA in the first place, and they were just pretenders and fakers. But people on the side that they're switching to would say the same thing. It's really an inconvenient position, but it must be because they see a future in it, and they feel like it's the safest thing for them to be doing politically, and it'll age well. But what won't age well is their positions on everything else, and that's what eventually is going to come through to the front of the scene, front of the screen. People aren't seeing it, reminding themselves, telling themselves that Tucker Carlson is some kind of fucking advocate for Muslims or people on the ground and shit, the working people of America. He would never make that type of critique in a million years. It's just that he knows that middle Americans and poor people are the ones deciding the political fate of the future, especially in swing states and red states and rural areas. But it's not about a working class or any type of analysis that would actually chip away at the power that corporations have to just take what's in your pockets and take it for themselves and take it away and do the math in ways that are swayed and slanted against us. Tucker Carlson has no interest in actually taking down those systems like Lena Khan was doing with FTC. That's the type of governance that would slowly chip away at corporations' ability to violate your rights at any juncture that they want, which is currently what they enjoy with impunity. And really any opportunity that they have to make a profit, they're gonna take, and they're not gonna stop it. Doesn't matter if they are gonna do some harm to you and me or cause some community to have cancer with with an infinite fatality rate and mortality gonna catch up to them and back at the end of the plate. And I'm just trying to clean up my plate and prepare for what's next, cause they're coming. And the fascist crack that's causing the administration to be running and be on its back hands and its back legs really is just because the extremism, it's never gonna be enough for someone who's in power and wants to be deported, and what Nick Fuentes said, but doesn't have the ability to capture that many people or house them, causing all kind of problems, the disgusting conditions that ICE has them. And that's just what governance causes. It's the same for the left. Soon as you get the guy that you wanted in position, he doesn't have the levers of power to do what he said he would or be in position. It's just an imposition on us to have a vision of what type of candidate we're gonna put forward in terms of who's actually gonna be capturing the conversation and try to change things and make things work better for the average person. Seems like a pipe dream, like I'm not seeing a single person on the scene that could possibly take that on in a way that would have an actual good outcome. But it means that there's just more work to be done, and there's more headlines that'll be spun and sprung in the next several months before the midterms are done. We'll just see how that goes, and if these dunces are actually gonna change the narrative or find another way to sneak in egg pack money around the back, cause people are always gonna keep it in their back pocket if they can, and that profit is just too toxic. It's something they cannot say no to, can't turn it away, cause not making enough money in their positions. Everybody wants to be rich and wants to make millions, not be some public servant who's just doing it for their due diligence. Capitalism drives everybody's motivations in this entire society, and I'm finding this something that is just pulling on the sides of me and pulling me back, and I'm not sure if the oddly it means I'm seeing so many things differently than I was, and the envy inside of my eyes is turning to ivy in this green, and I'm being as honest as I can be, cause the meanness that he's coming at them with is the fire and fury, cause he knows that his coalition is falling apart and the seams are finally working against it. And the people who actually communicate his power to the masses, like Alex Jones and keeping the people captured, are finally turning against it. I'm just not sure what they think is actually gonna house them after it, cause it ain't no Republican Party, and that's for sure. They're gonna get shot to shit. What they wanna do is have control over the Republican Party, but the question is anyone out there other than Trump having the capability to do that for them? I'm not sure that it's guaranteed that they have someone like that waiting in the wings. Neither is it for us, and it's most likely that someone recognizable is gonna be the one to take the mantle and try to cut it across for them and cut across the nation just to make their offer and try to get it off some. Yeah, moonshine is fine wine, unholy priest, and I'm holding it close to me. I mean, I'm holding this piece, trying to hold peace together, but it seems like pieces coming apart at the seams wherever I stick my nose in it, and I can barely even keep myself weathered. Trying to tether myself to the conversation, but they never want to get back to it, cause collectively the nerves get severed, and touching the nerve is never what you want to do, cause really the nervous Nellies might unend ya, might upend ya, and now the endless conversations going on for way longer, and the propensity that you feel underneath ya might propel ya to say something you don't mean, and the tension, weird tension between us, can't even conversate properly about it, cause it's always just getting in between the sentences and the words you say, making things more complicated than they need to be. And I just need a manual for how to actually keep it up and upkeep what it means, and really just the bumbling and the uncomfortability, and what does it really mean? I mean, I'm just grilling and they're staying silly, but I'm staying where the stills be, and they're just trying to fulfill it, but the fulfillment center's not even prepared to receive me, and really there's receipts that are barely even there, but I can see that the chest is really heaving, and they're telling me there are chances to achieve this. Things going on in my brain, and it's barely a distraction, cause I can rarely achieve this, and I'm really feeling this, and I know that I'm blaring it and I'm keeping it the way I'm supposed to, and the sequence is changing, or maybe it's blackmail that's changing the situation and causing things, a delicate dance to be done, where people who are always having conversations with the MAGA base and trying to get things across to them are now trying to balance the credibility that they have with those people who are starting to question the Trump narrative, but also not wanting to seem unloyal to him and wanting to create a lane for themselves to be back in bed with him. But it seems like Tucker's calculation is that this war thing is going to go on for much longer than Trump intended, and it's not going to be something that's going to be easily swept under the rug in just a second or under. And so that's why now is the moment that he's breaking from him, saying that he's a traitor to Christians or something. It's just so bizarre, because Trump was never a Christian, and he was the type of dude that always would have argued for it, that even if Trump isn't perfect, he's still delivering on what the Christian nationalists want to happen. in this nation, and that makes it worth it. So I just don't understand why all of a sudden the swerve is happening. Trump is going in this neocon direction, but it always seemed pretty clear that that was what was going to happen, and war with Iran was always on the menu. And Tucker would have told you that way back when, probably before the 2024 election. So feigning this ignorance and like it's something that totally took him by surprise is really just a kayfabe he's putting on for his audience because they got duped. But all these commentators knew exactly what Trump was, and they were just hoping things would go differently and that they would maintain the amount of support that they need to keep just floating that white supremacy with some kind of secrecy. But really the cover's been blown, and this policy that they're trotting out is as unpopular as anything that anyone could have done. So that's just causing them to go their own way, and it's all just amazing how they just want to get stuck in their own malaise, and they can't even keep their own movement going for like a couple days. When switch this beat, might rap on one more beat here, then call it the unholy priest. Preform and uniform, preform, and I'm learning a new form, and they might just be scorned and might just be an enormous things, that amount of things that I learned from. Alright. This beat I don't know so much about. Let's see if I can catch a flow on it. Yeah, this thing that's going on with Melania seems like it dragged the Epstein story on for much longer. Not really sure what was going on in her mind that made her think that that was the way she wanted to wander. It's like she wanted to just go over yonder, like she's been preparing a statement about her and Epstein for a minute, because she was thinking that the narratives that were floating around in the media were not something that made her look too good, and that was an accurate assessment. But it seems like she just chose the wrong moment to suddenly come out with this announcement. Seems like there's something she's trying to get ahead of, like there's something bubbling that the average public isn't aware of, at least not yet, but she's just trying to make sure that it doesn't bubble up and reach the surface. And there's a couple people she's associated, dude named Paolo and Amanda Ungaro, that seem to be associated with her past with Epstein. Zampoli, this dude was a sex trafficker who was apparently responsible for her and the reason that she met people like Epstein and eventually Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell, and they all just met at the same parties, going around in these circles when Melania was working as an escort before Trump decided that he wanted to marry her because whatever reason, just wanted to have the trophy life and offer her a life of luxury, and that's just the ultimate fucking jackpot that you can hit working in that world. And when you have absolutely no scruples and no worldview and no political concerns, then you can go along with a man like Trump. Doesn't matter anyone saying that Melania has been wanting to divorce him for way longer. Since he first got in office, they were saying that, and look at that, she stayed right beside him. It seems like she likes this lifestyle and she wants to ride with him, but defending her reputation in this way is just odd, because honestly no one's really worried about Melania at all. She didn't need to release that documentary, who was also directed by someone who's associated with Epstein, just causing all of these problems for herself in the mainstream. And there's just no reason that she needs to be doing that, because people forgot about her and she could just move on to the next thing and on to the next scene. No one's even keeping Melania in their mind because there's just everything going on. But when she wants to do this weird presser talking about Epstein, all of a sudden it gets people's eyebrows raising, like what is going on behind the scenes, and what is it that she was up to that she does not seem to want people talking about in the news and the headlines. But she wanted to get in front of it. Now the speculation is just going and bubbling and popping, and I'm not sure what exactly she had in mind when she was coming out and talking to the press. And seems like Trump is also trying to distance himself because he knows that that's one of the worst things for him. He doesn't want people talking about Epstein anymore, and since he started this war, it seems to have mostly fallen to the background, even though really it's intimately connected to the whole plot and the whole damn sound. Ever since the beginning, Trump seems to have been blackmailed by these various entities, whether it's Israel or other leaders. Everybody seems to have something. Seems like Trump got up to enough in his career that Even if people don't really even have information that they can release on him, they can still make it seem like they do and scare him into going along with them. And you can always see it, the hints are always there. Now there's allegations coming from Candace that Trump said he would take millions from Adelson just to let Israel annex the West Bank. And it's entirely possible before the end of Trump's administration we could see that happening, the annexing of the West Bank. Or Trump could just renege on it and just break his promise and just take whatever comes with it. But those are the type of the people that are gonna protect him when it comes to him coming out of office after all of it, after the end of it, especially if he gets removed before his term is even up. If Democrats remove the Republican majority in the Senate, then they can remove him, and then he will be complicit in all types of crimes, and they could be actually taking it to court. But maybe at that point it wouldn't even be worth it, especially if he had the backing of people like Netanyahu or Adelson that could just float him and his courses. But if he is crossing them, that he's not going to have those resources, and he's going to have no recourse when Democrats would have put him underneath the jail, even though they had the chance to do that and they failed and they forced it. And then now all these things are being forced upon us. And it just seems like this is the careful unfolding of a plan of blackmail to make sure that someone is completely under control. But when the situation gets out of control and Iran is doing things that nobody had predicted and America is not actually prepared to absorb the fallout that comes from it, then something else needs to happen. We need to figure out a way to complement the Iranian government to get out of this. Even though we killed one of them trying to make a deal, all of a sudden there's a reason it's not holding up, and it's because there was never any agreement in the first place. And now Israel is probably gonna rat fuck the whole thing, get in the way of the ceasefire, but make sure that certain parts of it are falling apart, like when they start firing off shots in Lebanon, which apparently was a part of the ceasefire agreements and the talks that they had. But we're seeing conflicting statements on that. J.D. Vance's racist ass said they couldn't understand when the conversation happened, but I think it's way more likely that Trump just doesn't have control over what Israel's doing at all and has no leverage, and he has no way to call them and tell them to stop the dropping of the bombs. And Israel recognizes that having America involved in the war is its best bet to actually solve the problem that it wants to in the region. So if America backs off it, then there's no way that Israel is going to get the outcome that it wants when it all settles and the dust is settled. And actually making Iran more powerful and having more leverage is the opposite of the outcome that they would have wanted. So this is not an acceptable place for the war to be stopped and for them to put down the metal. So they're going to keep pushing it, pushing the pedal to the metal. I hope we don't. I hope the pushback from Trump's base is enough to stop him from going even further into this quagmire. But if he feels like there's a future for him, even if he spurns everyone that voted him into office, then he's going to take that. So just trust that. And it'll always come back around, and just mark my words that whoever comes in after him is also going to have these same types of problems, dropping thousands of pounds of bombs on other countries because the people around them told them that that's the only way to keep us safe and sound at night. That's just what we're up against. That's the round. Alright, y'all. I think I'm going to call it for that one. How we feeling? I caught the flow on this beat, alright. Better than I thought. I gotta start doing these for longer, but I don't have enough time. I gotta do these for like 2.5 hours. I think that's the amount of time you're supposed to do a stream for. So maybe I'll try to figure that out. But alright, I appreciate you guys. Chris Tablante, Luntha, I'm sorry I didn't, Chris, I'm sorry I didn't respond to what you said earlier. I'm sorry to hear about what you're dealing with, man. But I'm glad that you got sober again. And you know, I'm always in your corner. And I'm sorry to hear you've been dealing with that. I know it's a lot going on right now, but just keep your head up, man. Love you too, Amira. Thank you for hanging out. Hell yeah, Whiston. Appreciate you. Luntha, really good to see you again, Luntha. Appreciate you guys. Gonna drop another video tomorrow. Tomorrow morning there'll be another podcast out. Probably drop some clips from this. I don't know. We'll see if there's any good clips from this one. We'll have to find out. Much love, everybody. I'll be back next week. Everybody be safe.